Read the text and consider how stage directions, monologue, and dialogue help tell Anne's story.
The Diary of Anne Frank, a play by Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett. Characters: Mr. Frank, Miep, Mrs. Van Daan, Mr. Van Daan, Peter Van Daan, Mrs. Frank, Margot Frank, Anne Frank, Mr. Crawler, Mr. Dussel.
About Anne Frank. This play is written by Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett. The play is based on the diary of a young Jewish girl named Anne Frank, who lived in Europe during the Second World War. When Anne was young, the Nazis gained control of many European countries. The Nazis wanted to eliminate people they saw as different from them, especially Jewish people. They took away people's rights and sent as many Jews as they could to prisons called concentration camps. To save their lives, some Jews tried to hide. In July of 1942, Anne Frank's family, the Van Daan family, and Mr. Dussel went into hiding together. They hid in a small attic. Once there, they were not allowed to leave for any reason. They relied on the help of two non-Jewish people, Mr. Crawler and Miep, who were helping hide them. Mr. Crawler and Miep brought them food and news of the outside world.
An excerpt from Act 2, Scene 1. In the darkness, we hear Anne's voice, again reading from the diary. Anne's voice. Saturday, the 1st of January, 1944. Another new year has begun, and we find ourselves still in our hiding place. We have been here now for 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. It seems that our life is at a standstill. The curtain rises on the scene. It is late afternoon. Everyone is bundled up against the cold. In the main room, Mrs. Frank is taking down the laundry which is hung across the back. Mr. Frank sits in the chair down left, reading. Margot is lying on the couch with a blanket over her and the many-colored knitted scarf around her throat. Anne is seated at the center table, writing in her diary. Peter, Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan, and Dussel are all in their own rooms, reading or lying down. As the lights dim on, Anne's voice continues without a break. Anne's voice. We are all a little thinner. The Van Daan's discussions are as violent as ever. Mother still does not understand me, but then I don't understand her either. There is one great change, however, a change in myself. I read somewhere that girls of my age don't feel quite certain of themselves. We hear the chimes and then a hymn being played on the carillon outside. The buzzer of the door below suddenly sounds. Everyone is startled. Mr. Frank tiptoes cautiously to the top of the steps and listens. Again the buzzer sounds, in Miep's V for victory signal. Mr. Frank. It's Miep. He goes quickly down the steps to unbolt the door. Mrs. Frank calls upstairs to the Van Daans and then to Peter. Mrs. Frank. Wake up, everyone! Miep is here! Anne quickly puts her diary away. Margot sits up, pulling the blanket around her shoulders. Mr. Dussel sits on the edge of his bed, listening, disgruntled. Miep comes up the steps, followed by Mr. Crawler. They bring flowers, books, newspapers, etc. Anne rushes to Miep, throwing her arms affectionately around her. Miep! And Mr. Crawler! What a delightful surprise! Mr. Crawler. We came to bring you New Year's greetings. Mrs. Frank. You shouldn't. You should have at least 1 day to yourselves. She goes quickly to the stove and brings down teacups and tea for all of them. Anne. Don't say that. It's so wonderful to see them. Sniffing at Miep's coat. I can smell the wind and the cold on your clothes. Miep. Giving her the flowers. There you are. Then to Margot, feeling her forehead. How are you, Margot? Feeling any better? Margot. I'm all right. Anne. We filled her full of every kind of pill so she won't cough and make a noise. She runs into her room to put the flowers in water. Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan come from upstairs. Outside there is the sound of a band playing. Mrs. Van Daan. Well, hello, Miep, Mr. Crawler. Mr. Crawler, giving a bouquet of flowers to Mrs. Van Daan. With my hope for peace in the new year. Peter, anxiously. Miep, have you seen Moshi? Have you seen him anywhere around? Miep. I'm sorry, Peter. I asked everyone in the neighborhood had they seen a gray cat, but they said no. Mrs. Frank gives Miep a cup of tea. Mr. Frank comes up the steps, carrying a small cake on a plate. Mr. Frank. Look what Miep's brought for us. Mrs. Frank, taking it. A cake! Mr. Van Daan. A cake! He pinches Miep's cheeks gaily and hurries up to the cupboard. I'll get some plates. Dussel, in his room, hastily puts a coat on and starts out to join the others. Mrs. Frank. Thank you, Miepja. You shouldn't have done it. You must have used all of your sugar rations for weeks. Giving it to Mrs. Van Daan. It's beautiful, isn't it? Mrs. Van Daan. It's been ages since I even saw a cake. Not since you brought us one last year. Without looking at the cake, to Miep. Remember, don't you remember? You gave us one on New Year's Day. Just this time last year? I'll never forget it because you had Peace in 1943 on it. She looks at the cake and reads, Peace in 1944. Miep. Well, it has to come sometime, you know. As Dussel comes from his room. Hello, Mr. Dussel. Mr. Crawler. How are you? Mr. Van Daan, bringing plates and a knife. Here's the knife, liefje. Now, how many of us are there? Miep. None for me, thank you. Mr. Frank. Oh, please, you must. Miep. I couldn't. Mr. Van Daan. Good. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 7 of us. Dussel. 8! 8! It's the same number as it always is. Mr. Van Daan. I left Margot out. I take it for granted Margot won't eat any. Anne. Why wouldn't she? Mrs. Frank. I think it won't harm her. Mr. Van Daan. All right, all right. I just didn't want her to start coughing again, that's all. Dussel. And, please, Mrs. Frank should cut the cake. Together. Mr. Van Daan. What's the difference? Mrs. Van Daan. It's not Mrs. Frank's cake, is it, Miep? It's for all of us. Dussel. Mrs. Frank divides things better. Together. Mrs. Van Daan. Going to Dussel. What are you trying to say? Mr. Van Daan. Oh, come on, stop wasting time. Mrs. Van Daan. To Dussel. Don't I always give everybody exactly the same, don't I? Mr. Van Daan. Forget it, Curly. Mrs. Van Daan. No, I want an answer, don't I? Dussel. Yes, yes, everybody gets exactly the same. Except Mr. Van Daan always gets a little bit more. Van Daan advances on Dussel, the knife still in his hand. Mr. Van Daan. That's a lie. Dussel retreats before the onslaught of the Van Daans. Mr. Frank. Please, please. Then to Miep. You see what a little sugar cake does to us? It goes right to our heads. Mr. Van Daan, handing Mrs. Frank the knife. Here you are, Mrs. Frank. Mrs. Frank. Thank you. Then to Miep as she goes to the table to cut the cake. Are you sure you won't have some? Miep, drinking her tea. No, really, I have to go in a minute. The sound of the band fades out in the distance. Peter to Miep. Maybe Moshi went back to our house. They say that cats... Do you ever get over there? I mean, do you suppose you could... Miep. I'll try, Peter. The first minute I get, I'll try, but I'm afraid, with him gone a week... Dussel. Make up your mind. Already someone has had a nice big dinner from that cat. Peter is furious, inarticulate. He starts toward Dussel as if to hit him. Mr. Frank stops him. Mrs. Frank speaks quickly to ease the situation. Mrs. Frank to Miep. This is delicious, Miep. Mrs. Van Daan, eating hers. Delicious. Mr. Van Daan, finishing it in one gulp. Dirk's in luck to get a girl who can bake like this. Miep, putting down her empty teacup. I have to run. Dirk's taking me to a party tonight. Anne. How heavenly! Remember now what everyone is wearing, and what you have to eat, and everything so you can tell us tomorrow. Meep. I'll give you a full report. Goodbye, everyone.
Now that you've read the first excerpt, check your understanding of the key ideas and details. Dramas often include a list of characters who will be played by actors, also referred to as the cast. The characters in the Diary of Anne Frank are people in hiding or people who are helping them. The people in hiding are the Frank family, Mr. and Mrs. Frank, Anne and her older sister Margot, the Von Don family, Mr. and Mrs. Von Don and their son Peter, and a family friend, Mr. Dussel. The people who are helping them are a woman named Meep and Mr. Crawler, who owns the apartment they're hiding in. Now, watch this video to learn more about the text features the author used to write this drama.
The elements of drama.
A drama is a play that is performed by actors on stage or screen. A drama tells a story and has characters, a setting, and a plot.
Hi, Isaac. I'm sorry I'm late.
I've been so worried. I've been waiting here for an hour.
The actors use a script. A script is the written version of a play.
There's something going on at our apartment building. Soldiers came and knocked on the front door. I had to sneak out.
What do you think is going on?
The first page of the script includes the cast of characters. These are the people who have roles in the drama. The actors have a dialogue. This is a conversation between two or more characters.
You must leave, Sarah.
Go with Isaac. You can hide in his house and then go to the countryside with his family.
I don't want to leave you, Papa. Mama!
Come, Sarah. You will be safe with me and my family.
Sometimes an actor will say a monologue. The actor stands alone on stage or is off the stage. The other characters can't hear what he or she is saying. The audience gains knowledge of a character's thoughts and motivations.
I don't want Sarah to leave, but she will be safe with Isaac and his family. Someday we will be reunited.
There are stage directions in a script. The directions tell where the scene takes place, where the characters sit or stand, and what the characters should do. Stage directions are written and may be in italics.
The family sits around the kitchen table. Isaac is standing behind Sarah's chair with his hands on her shoulders.
Stage directions can describe the tone and manner of the characters.
Rika is crying softly and holding a handkerchief to her face. Sarah is agitated and shaking her head no to indicate that she doesn't want to leave her family.
Stage directions can also describe the sound effects and lighting.
Sirens sound. There is a loud knocking at the front door of the apartment building again. Then the scene fades to black.
When the characters have memorized their lines and they know where to stand and how to act, it is time to perform the play.
The elements of drama.
Here's the takeaway. Authors use stage directions, monologue, and dialogue to give you a clear picture of what is happening in the drama. Stage directions help describe the setting and what the characters are doing. When Anne reads aloud from her diary, she is speaking directly to the audience. This is considered a monologue. Look for the information that is included in the highlighted monologues. Now, check your understanding of the major skills in this lesson. Now that you have learned about the elements of drama, think about the deeper meaning. You've powered up. You get to skip ahead to the next section. Now apply what you've learned to text 2.